1170, The Answer.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to 1170 AM The Answer. This is Jason Hall, and this is Whissel Wednesday. And Kyle, we were just talking about our boy Trump. And
I might denounce him.
Boy? Yeah, who's our boy?
He's our boy, huh?
Well,
you've got the hairstyle to match
all
Trump.
right, listen. He's definitely the only choice the conservatives have, right? And this is a conservative radio station. I'm definitely conservative. Weren't excited when he was our nominee, and we were all worried about the things that would come out, and people like you are like, this is going to be so exciting because we know the crap. We know there's a bunch of hidden stuff on both sides, and pretty interesting what's going on. So what's the latest, Paul?
Basically, Trump is done. It's going to be a Hillary presidency. I mean, if I'm being just blunt and honest, I don't, as much as I want a Hillary Clinton presidency, it's going to happen at this point. This video came out last week. I think he did as best as he could to contain it on Sunday night in the debate. Performed much better in the second debate than he did the first one. But that was just staving off the inevitable. He's he's keeping his campaign going. He's going to be on the ballot. He's going to be the Republican nominee, and Hillary is just absolutely going to trounce him when it comes to the Electoral College. So get used to 4 more years of the same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Well,
that is depressing.
And one of the things I heard about Trump that's coming out is on the pageant. So apparently he waits for these 18 to 20-year-olds to get completely nude and then rolls in like it's no big deal.
Like a dirty old man.
Dirty old man, right? Like, really? He just seems like not, this is what the conservatives were worried about. Unfortunately, this stuff didn't come out during the...
you think it's a coincidence?
They might be saving it. Might be their surprise for the third debate.
Yeah, there might be something coming. And some of the stuff coming out on Hillary, is that there's a lot of stuff going on with the DOJ and that they were emailing back and forth and people were protecting her and kind of rigging the thing. And we'll see. I mean, unless something big drops on her, I think you're right. I think she's going to be our president, whether we on the right like it or not. We had 8 years of Obama, and unfortunately, it's going to be the first time in a long time that'll be 3 consecutive terms of either party president. So we'll see what the next 4 years brings.
If I were Hillary, I would just shut the heck up and not say a thing and just sit back and let Trump bury himself.
Let the nuclear bomb that is Donald Trump explode on himself.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad because obviously, being on this station and being in our business, we'd always prefer Republican in-house, but...
Especially a real estate guy, right?
Right.
I mean, for us being a real estate business, it makes
we
sense.
would definitely prefer that, but it's pretty tough to back him after, all this stuff. And just watching the debates, it's just pathetic. Like, he is absolutely terrible. He never answers the questions or even comes close to it. He just falls back on the email thing every single time. There was some glimpses in the middle of his campaign where he was actually showing he could be a politician, but
what do you think about him rolling out Bill Clinton's accusers?
Right, it's so stupid. Who cares? Bill's not running. But
that's how like
it's so stupid. It's childish.
Petty he is, right? I mean, it's just crazy. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, this guy's pulling at everything. But he is a rich guy, and for our rich listeners, we have the man in studio, and that is Sean Smith with South Coast.
I love the transition.
That
Yachts,
was great. Yes,
right?
That was a good transition.
We got the guy here, and I was fortunate enough to go on a British Virgin Island trip on 10 sailboats. There was a group of 10 of us that went out. I was on one boat, and Sean was on the other boat. So, Sean, let's talk about sailboats and yachts and motorboats.
Let's do it.
I'm going to be more of a motor guy after being on that trip. We can talk about that.
No, yeah, that was an incredible trip, something we try to do every year. Get down to the BVI, Bahamas, go somewhere and enjoy the product that we sell here in San Diego and Newport Beach. What a crazy coincidence to see you here this morning after having that experience in May. That trip is something we do every year to get everyone to a new destination, enjoy the boats that they maybe own here or rent here, but who doesn't want to go to a more exotic location and sell your...
So how many times have you been down to the British Virgin Islands?
That was actually my first time.
Mine too.
The company, Harbor Sailboats, that you went with, I believe, has done it for 10 years.
Right.
And they are going to continue to do it.
Yeah, they love to do it. And if you haven't had a chance yet, the British Virgin Islands are amazing. Unbelievable, completely beautiful, very rustic, not that well populated.
Nope.
So you literally feel like you're one of the few ones out there, right?
Indeed.
And you feel like Fantasy Island. Like when we showed up at an island, there wasn't many people. There might be a small resort, if at all.
But a pretty deserted cove or
right.
So
You
the only
literally-
place I've been to down there is the Grand Cayman. Is it similar or?
I was in Grand Cayman this year, also similar. The BVI have a more steep landscapes. Similar beaches, though, that 7 Mile beach on Grand Cayman, you see some of the same sand at some of the beaches there.
Right. But a lot less population. Grand Cayman's,
Populated.
yeah.
But the BVI is a very busy location for doing exactly what we did. You can also go to places in the Bahamas, Abacos, where it's a little more slower pace, and that's something I did for the first time last year.
All right. Now, I said you had to be rich. I know it doesn't have to be rich.
Right.
Because there's a lot of options out
course
there.
not, yeah.
So let's talk about that. How can someone either buy into a boat, buy into a group, rent boats? What are options that we have for somebody who wants to... What's considered a yacht? Is there a certain size that's considered a yacht?
Yes, I think if you were looking for a dictionary definition, you'd find any ocean-going vessel, so that's kind of vague. Most people, when they think yacht, they think powerboat, just, and enormous.
Right.
But technically,
And we saw a few of those out there.
we did indeed.
We saw
yeah.
some 125 foot,
Right.
maybe even larger boats
Yep.
that you can actually rent.
Indeed.
I talked to somebody
Chartering.
for like $75,000. You can have this thing for the week or something. I was
Yeah,
thinking that
what
would
a
be,
deal.
That wouldn't be a bad deal, right? And that was on
For
the
a few
off
deals.
season.
Should we do that, JC?
Let's
That
sign
was
me up.
like the
Okay.
off season,
Right.
But getting back to the answer there,
Yeah, so really, no matter what your budget is, you can get out on the water in San Diego. At South Coast Yachts, we're a dealer for new Beneteau sail and power boats. We still call the sailing boats sailing yachts. They're technically, I think, speaking, still yachts. But if you want to own your own boat, that's a good option. It can be a second home. A lot of people do that.
so you get a tax deduction as a second home, which is nice.
Exactly. But if you just want to get out on the water and do some sailing, like your buddy has the membership at Harbor Sailboats, that's one of the best ways to get introduced. You can, for a couple $100, go rent a sailboat. They at Harbor Sailboats do those classes so you can learn how to sail. And we're affiliated with that as well. We have learn to sail classes at all the boat shows. So for $50, you can, or $50, $100, depending on the class, you can get out and get a first experience, get an hour on the water in a sailboat, learn how to do it. And that's something I think that fits into anybody's budget to
Right.
get that experience.
Cheaper than going to the game tomorrow night.
Exactly,
Charter game, right?
a lot less. So yeah, and then we also just debuted a new 62-foot sailboat called the Beneteau Oceanus Yacht 62. So if you've got that higher budget and want to go circumnavigate the globe, this boat will go anywhere on the planet.
What's the bells and whistles does this thing have?
I mean, everything that you would have in your home, basically, but you're self-sustained. You have generator, you have air conditioning, you have got a water maker to desalinate water and have fresh water no matter where you are.
Wow. So it pulls the water right out,
Right.
takes the salt out, and you
Exactly.
can use it right there.
Exactly.
That's
It's
nice.
drinkable.
It's cleaner than the water out of your tap. So.
Wow.
Well, we're in San Diego, Sean, so anything is clean.
That's
just about.
precisely
And as
my
we look
point.
around, we're all holding bottled water,
Yeah.
right? There's a reason why we didn't take
Sean,
the
what's
water
that new
from the faucet.
flagship go for?
Well, delivered in San Diego, you're looking at about 1.4.
Dang, that definitely requires.
So how many of
the
these
higher
get
net
sold?
worth folks.
Exactly.
Give us an idea. Like, how many get sold annually? Do you have an idea?
We do, yeah. So this boat was just debuted in the Annapolis Boat Show last week. Our whole team from San Diego went out for this event, and we were hole number 1 was there, and it's sold. Right now, hole number 6 and 9 are currently available. So we've sold, a handful, and that's globally. There's I think 3 coming to the U.S. market. So that, I think, says how well the U.S. is globally for these boats. It's a French manufacturer, Beneteau,
Okay.
and I think having 3 of them come here of the first handful is spectacular.
And South Coast kind of runs the West Coast. You guys are here. You're in Newport.
We are for sailboats, Orange County and San Diego.
Okay.
Correct. And for power, we're LA, Newport Beach, and San Diego as well. So we do power boats in all of Southern California.
So if you want a Beneteau, you got to go talk to Sean.
If you want a Beneteau, yes, our dealership here, South Coast Yachts, we're the company to talk to.
Now, when we rented there in the BVIs, you were mentioning most of the boats were Beneteau boats.
Correct. Yes.
All right. And do you remember roughly what these things, I mean, like a 40-footer to 50-footer, what are we talking about, like just to rent for a week?
To rent the Beneteau 41 for a week, I think you had the 46. You're looking at, it was $5,000 to $6,000 a week. And so you can have that boat provisioned. When you show up, you've got this Beneteau. It's full of food, whatever you want. You can check all of that out. It's got water, fuel. So you basically can hop on, and so long as you have an adequate captain to run the boat for a week.
As we laughed, that was one of the things we were talking
Let's talk about the
about.
importance of a good captain.
Yeah, you got to
Jason.
have a good captain. John Konecki, I'm going to call you out. We've talked about this in the past.
Great guy.
Yeah,
Great.
and real
John-
quick, if you want to connect with Sean, you want more info on South Coast Yachts and Beneteau boats, 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. We'll get you connected with Sean. But Jason, tell us about why not only you need a good mortgage guy and a good real estate guy, but why you need a good captain on a boat.
You need a good captain. I understand now out of the 10 boats, there was a handful of boats that hired a captain from the BVIs. That's all these young guys do is captain sailboats. And so it made sense, right? My guy's like, oh, I'm a captain. Don't worry. My wife's a captain. I'm like, great. There's 3 couples. This guy was like the Gilligan of captaining. Like,
That is hysterical.
he literally pulled up the sails while we're tied to the dock, filling up
Fuel
gas.
dock.
Yeah, at the fuel dock. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, it's easier to pull them up now. I'm like, I don't think we're going to get off the dock. And barely we did. I mean, I think we ripped the boat apart, it sounded like, when we got off. But these are some of the fun things we did and great memories that I always have. And I appreciate John and Carolyn. We had just a wonderful time. But you want to be prepared. You want to get that done.
Right.
Don't forget Sean coming to the rescue.
Yeah, Sean did come to the rescue a few times, helped us
I didn't
out.
see the sail thing, but for anyone listening without the experience, don't hoist your sails while still tied to the dock.
Oh, man.
Not the best way to get off.
I know we're getting ready to come out of a break, but one of the things I want to talk about when we come out is I saw this unbelievable boat that was just, it was a power. What are the different boats? I mean, you mentioned earlier they have the
Beneteau has Gran Turismo as our express go fast boat. We've got a Monte Carlo, which is an Italian style luxury yacht. Could have been what you were looking at.
I was looking at one. We'll talk about it. It had 4 cabins, all AC, triple decker. It was unbelievable. I walked on board and talked to this couple. We'll be right back again. You're listening to 1170 AM The Answer on Whissel Wednesdays.
AM 1170. The Answer.